Good morning and welcome to our song and story this morning. We wanted to sing a special song for you and we've got trumpets. It's okay, we'll let him work on that. You help me sing, okay, Nathaniel? Can you get your trumpet going? Lift up the trumpet and loud let it ring. Jesus is coming again. Coming in glory, the Lamb that was slain. Jesus is coming again. Coming again. Coming again. Jesus is coming again. That's a wonderful song, and we've got a boy that likes wrapping paper. So for our story today, we want to read a book called The Tiny Little Rooster. It's by Will and Nicholas. It's kind of an allegory story. We know that animals don't talk, but it kind of talks about how using what talents you have is very important. I think you'll enjoy it. The Tiny Little Rooster by Will and Nicholas. At the first peep of dawn, the farmyard leader stretched out his neck and crowed, "Break of day! Break of day! Wake!" This was the signal for the farm day to begin. It began like any other day in the spring. The chickens strutted around the yard, stopping now and then to scratch for worms. The ducks waddled down to the pond and swam off in a line. The horses and cows nibbled grass in the near field. The dogs ran back and forth, barking, then settled down to their morning nap. The cats were already asleep. They had been out all night. In the hen house, Mother Hen was hatching out eggs. Hidden among the others was an egg the size of a walnut. Look at that little tiny egg. The chicks began to peck their way out of their shells. The Mother Hen hovered over them, helping. Suddenly, the little tiny egg cracked. A little tiny chick stepped out. The Mother Hen picked off a bit of shell that still clung to it and said, "Call this a chick? Why, it's no bigger than a grasshopper." A little tiny chick. By summer, the little tiny chick had grown into a little tiny rooster, complete with comb to spurs. He was as cocky as a rooster can be, but he was different from the others. He made friends with the dogs. He flew up into the air and lighted on the horse's back, and the horse, not minding at all, took him for a ride around the field. The cats had been taught to leave the chickens alone, and they did. But they liked to talk to the little tiny rooster because he listened so well. They told him about their nights in the dark woods and hunting in the dark. The cows kept to themselves and minded their own business. But when the tiny little rooster passed and crowed in a friendly greeting, they mooed softly in answer. Only the chickens made things hard. At mealtimes they rushed to the trough, crowding and pushing. Nobody made room for the little tiny rooster. At night, they lined up to roost. The little tiny rooster tried to find a place. The others shoved him aside without even seeming to notice him. That wasn't very nice, was it? No. One morning, the barnyard leader flew to the top of the fence and crowed 3 times to call a council. All the chickens came running. The ducks waddled up from the pond, shaking the water from their feathers. The horses leaned over the fence. The cows stood behind, chewing their cuds. The dogs sat on their haunches and looked wise. The cats pretended they were asleep, but they listened all the same. Everybody was settled in his place. The barnyard leader spoke. "Mother Hen tells me that some of our eggs are missing. What shall we do?" The hens and the ducks set up such a clucking and a quacking that they seemed about to burst. They were angry enough. What they couldn't say was what to do. The old gray horse was the first to think of something. "Why don't you have a watchman?" he said. "Just what we need," said the barnyard leader. "Somebody with sharp eyes who can stay up all night and watch without snatching even a wink of sleep." "I can do it," said the little tiny rooster. "Let me be a watchman." "No, me. Let me. I can," the other young roosters shouted, all speaking at once. The barnyard leader looked at them. "Little rooster, you're too small," he said. He chose 3 of the others and gave each a post up in the rafters of the hen house. The tiny little rooster walked off sadly. "No chance for me here," he thought. "I'm too small." And he started down the road away from the farm. On and on he trudged, planning what he would do in the great world. He came to a fork in the road and stopped. This way or that? Does it matter which I choose, he thought. Nothing I find in this world will make up for what I left on the farm. And he turned back, saying to himself, after all, the farm is my home. Let the others do as they like. I will do my part. Just as the sun was setting, the little tiny rooster reached the hen house. He did not stop to eat or drink. He went in and looked around. High at the top, he saw an old swallow's nest. He flew straight up and hid in the nest. In the middle of the night, one by one, the young roosters who'd been set to watch dropped off to sleep. The tiny little rooster kept stoutly awake and watched from his hiding place. The fox, seeing the watchman asleep, crept in without making a sound. The little tiny rooster stretched out his neck and crowed the call of alarm. Chicken, chick, come quick, come quick! The chickens woke up with a start. They went at the fox. Their beaks pecked and poked at him from every side. The din they made was deafening. The fox ran out of the hen house. Now the dogs were at him, barking and snapping. He ran into the field. Horses and cows came thundering down upon him, snorting and stamping their hoofs. The fox dashed away as fast as he could go, saying to himself, such a deal of noise over nothing. If I get off safe, I'll never come near this place again. They all worked together to chase off an intruder that was stealing their eggs, didn't they? The next morning, 2 roosters stood ready to give the signal for the farm day to begin. You and I together, little tiny rooster, said the barnyard leader, and they stretched out their necks and crowed together. Break of day, wake! The little tiny rooster. And what this book teaches us, Nathaniel, is that no matter how small we are, we can always do a special work. If we put our minds to helping and to being kind, Jesus can use us in a big way. That's what we want to remember. Andrew, are you ready? What you working on? Thank you for watching our song and story today. We hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon. Oh, do you have a brooder story for us, Nathaniel?
No, I have some of the front story I left off.
Okay.
I had 2 tractors to finish off on.
Okay, let's finish off our story with the 2 tractors then.
Yeah. The tractors raced. They had 2 wheels, but they had all wheels. But
Yeah?
they wouldn't go fast. They would walk into the big, wet circle.
These tractors are having quite the adventure. I like that, Nathaniel.
Yeah. I had to finish off on the other day when I was doing this.
Okay.
Is it the end of our story?
It's the end of our story time. We'll have to do more tomorrow, won't we?
It's not. This is kind of a long story.
It is kind of a long story, but you know what? It's already been 8 minutes. That's a lot for people to watch. Let's say goodbye to them for today, and we'll do another story for tomorrow, okay?
Yeah.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Come back again, we'll see you soon. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
I'm planning to do
Have a great weekend. We'll see you later.
Story next week.
Okay.
Yeah.